The United States often sees itself as a global standard bearer for innovation, regulation, and yes, even food safety. But when you look a little closer at what's on American grocery store shelves, a disturbing truth emerges. Many everyday foods Americans eat are either heavily restricted or outright banned in dozens of other countries. So why are they still legal here? From neon-colored candy to chlorine-drenched chicken, a surprising list of U.S. staples has been rejected by governments worldwide for being too dangerous, too processed, or too toxic. These aren't fringe opinions. We're talking about decisions backed by public health institutions and scientific studies. And yet, these same items are still proudly sold in American stores with no warning label and no questions asked. Today, we're going deep into the world of banned American foods, why 30 or more countries won't touch them, and how they remain so deeply embedded in the U.S. diet. Get ready. This might change how you see your snack drawer forever. Let's start with a rainbow. Skittles, the colorful candies marketed with the cheerful slogan, "Taste the Rainbow," are filled with synthetic dyes like Yellow 5 and Yellow 6, which have been linked to hyperactivity and hives in children. But the real danger lies in another ingredient: titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide, which is used to enhance brightness, has been linked to DNA damage and cancer in animal studies. The European Union is in the process of banning it entirely. Sweden and Norway have already taken them off the shelves. Meanwhile, in the U.S., Skittles are still marketed to kids, and only California has mounted a significant legal challenge to their safety. Bread in the U.S. is another quiet offender. Many mass-produced loaves, particularly those advertised as soft or stretchy, include an additive called azotocarbonamide. Its job? To bleach flour and condition dough. But it is also a chemical used in yoga mats and plastic foam. The EU and Australia have banned it for years, citing risks of respiratory sensitivity and carcinogenic byproducts. Yet here, it's legal in hundreds of baked goods. Meat isn't off the hook either. The U.S. pork industry widely uses ractopamine, a drug designed to bulk up animals before slaughter. While effective for profit margins, it comes with serious health concerns, including increased heart rate, anxiety, and muscle tremors in humans. Ractopamine has been banned in 160 countries, including Russia, China, and all EU member states. But in the U.S., pork, beef, and turkey products are still permitted. Poultry gets a chlorine bath. Literally, many U.S. processors wash raw chicken in chlorine or other antimicrobial chemicals to combat bacterial contamination. However, the EU rejected this approach decades ago. Their reasoning? Chlorine doesn't solve underlying issues like poor hygiene in meat production, overcrowded farms, or unsanitary feed. Instead of masking contamination, European regulators demanded higher standards across the supply chain. And it's not just meats and additives. Even iconic beverages are implicated. Mountain Dew, with its radioactive green hue and legendary caffeine levels, contains Yellow 5, the same problematic dye found in Skittles. But it also once contained brominated vegetable oil BVO, a chemical originally patented as a flame retardant. BVO was used to keep the drink's citrus flavor evenly distributed, but has been linked to memory loss and skin irritation. The EU and Japan banned it. PepsiCo quietly removed it from Mountain Dew in 2020, only after public pressure. And who could forget the Little Debbie Swiss roll? With a chocolate coating and creamy filling, millions of Americans love these nostalgic treats. However, they contain multiple synthetic dyes, including Yellow 5 and Red 40, which researchers have found to damage white blood cells and potentially contribute to tumor growth in long-term exposure. In countries like Austria and Norway, these snacks are banned or must carry warning labels for children. Even so-called healthy cereals haven't escaped scrutiny. Special K, often advertised as a diet-friendly breakfast, has been banned in Denmark due to its high levels of synthetic vitamins and minerals. Danish authorities consider it a form of overfortification that could pose risks to pregnant women and children. And then there's steak tartare. This raw, minced beef dish is popular in upscale restaurants and often viewed as a delicacy. However, in Canada, regulations require meat to be cooked to a minimum internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit for safety. With its risk of E. coli and other pathogens, steak tartare has been effectively banned in some provinces. In 2021, several restaurants in New Brunswick were ordered to stop serving it entirely. Some bans are political. Coca-Cola, one of America's most iconic exports, is banned in just 2 countries today, North Korea and Cuba. The reasons: not healthy. It's due to long-standing U.S. trade embargoes. But even Coca-Cola hasn't escaped criticism. While it's legal almost everywhere, its ingredient list, including caramel coloring and phosphoric acid, has raised concerns about links to cancer and bone density loss. M&Ms might seem innocent, but even these chocolate staples have made headlines. In Sweden, M&M faced a ban not for what was inside them, but for their branding. A legal dispute over the lowercase m clashed with a local candy brand, Marabou, forcing Mars to remove the candy from shelves. So what keeps these foods legal in the U.S.? It comes down to the regulatory philosophy. American food regulation is largely reactive. Ingredients are presumed safe until proven harmful. The FDA often relies on studies funded by food manufacturers themselves and tends to act slowly even in the face of mounting evidence. Europe takes a precautionary approach. If a chemical might be harmful, it's banned or restricted until proven otherwise. Lobbying also plays a major role. The U.S. food industry spends millions each year influencing legislation, funding academic research, and shaping public perception. When California tried to ban certain food dyes, industry groups mounted massive campaigns to prevent it. And let's not forget culture. In the U.S., convenience often outweighs caution. Fast food, ready meals, and eye-catching snacks dominate supermarket aisles. Additives that extend shelf life or improve color are seen as features, not flaws. Meanwhile, consumers are left in the dark. American food labels don't always list controversial ingredients clearly, nor must companies disclose all known health risks. And even when they do, the scientific jargon can make it impossible for the average shopper to understand what they're eating. Yet change is happening. California is leading the charge by proposing laws that mirror EU standards, targeting chemicals like titanium dioxide and brominated vegetable oil. Grassroots movements, health influencers, and investigative journalism have brought renewed scrutiny to the FDA's outdated, generally recognized as safe list. More Americans are waking up to the disconnect. Why are ingredients banned abroad still sold here? Why do foods marketed to kids contain chemicals flagged as dangerous by other nations? The answer isn't simple, but it starts with awareness. These aren't just regulatory debates happening in distant government buildings. They affect real families daily. A parent packing lunch might unknowingly include 4 separate ingredients banned in other countries. A teenager grabbing an energy drink before school might drink something linked to behavioral issues or endocrine disruption. And when you ask most shoppers about titanium dioxide or ractopamine, they've never even heard of them. That's not their fault. It results from a system that downplays risk, limits transparency, and treats consumers like test subjects instead of people. Americans deserve food that doesn't just taste good, but is safe, clearly labeled, and trusted worldwide. Instead, we've normalized additives and shortcuts from which much of the world has already walked away. The rest of the world isn't overreacting. Maybe we're underreacting. The next time you bite into a candy bar, sip a soda, or unwrap a slice of soft white bread, ask yourself, if other countries have banned these ingredients, why hasn't the U.S.? Are we protecting public health or just protecting profits? Because of all the red, white, and blue on the packaging, there are a lot of products on American shelves that wouldn't even make it through customs somewhere else. Which of these banned foods surprised you most? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the strange hidden truths of what we eat, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Because food isn't just fuel, It's political, historical, and sometimes toxic. Eat smart. Stay curious.